Oh, me. Morning, dreamers. Mama dreams madder than an old wet hen because we was bickering before this started. How'd our day start out, Mama? Just Came downstairs to do my normal checks and start coffee, and I noticed that River was out. So I go outside to see how River's out, and kids left the back gate open again. In addition to River being out, Coney was out. Thankfully, it was just one. And he was munching on, or was it, did they say it was Cookie? I thought it was Oscar.
He said it was Oscar, right?
Yeah, it was Oscar. He was munching on our charred bloody butcher corn. We lost all that corn too. It's kind of one of those situations with that fire. And we just keep thinking about all the things we lost. And we're not dwelling on the fact that it was stuff. It's just oh man, now we don't have that to use.
So here's the thing about our garage. Our house is small. I mean, it's not like tiny, but it's small the way that our house is laid out. And we already have enough stuff. Like literally almost every wall is taken up with something in our house.
We got antique pox, y'all. We're addicted to antiques.
And
just me, really? All that Gone with the Wind stuff and all that Marilyn Monroe stuff, that's mine too?
No, but my stuff's upstairs. No one can see it. So our garage, like when I was thinking about it the other day, like, you know, when the kids bring something in or we have something, take it to the garage. Take it to the garage. Take it to the white garage. Take it to the red garage. And that's just when you're slowly thinking about where something might have been or whatnot. It's it was in the garage. So when people are, we've had a lot of people offer us freezers.
Thank you.
And we are so appreciative of it. But like I told Chase, I was like, we have nowhere to put them. Like I have no more space in my house. I have nowhere. We do have a little building out back, but then I was like, the electric to the garage got burnt, so there's no power now to the back half of our property. I said that about chores. We no longer have lights, plug-in lights.
Awesome string lights, yeah.
For the chores, because we have no power right now. The only place we could rig up power is our barn, and obviously we're nowhere near have time to do that at the moment to do it. So, but yeah, so that's just how we've been. One, remembering what kind of stuff is up there, or that was in it, and two, just a realization that was our storage for our property, and we no longer have it. So it's just kind of hitting the gut, but life goes on, and you rebuild, and
we got each other, even if she's mad at me because I was grr this morning.
Grr.
There's
no reason to be that grr. Like you talked about your blood pressure yesterday, and whatnot. If you got to learn to that conversation didn't even have you in it. It was not a conversation. It was between me and the kids. And while we were trying to figure out exactly what happened, there was no excuses being made in the conversation at the time. But because he's in another room, that's what he hears. So, Grizzly Bear comes going through the doorway and got himself worked up for no reason. Which happens.
In all fairness, when I woke the kids up and said y'all left the gate open, what did both kids say?
It was a not me ghost that did it, but that's irrelevant. Right. They both had to go rectify the situation, and still you went in a conversation that you weren't in and got yourself worked up. You can't do that. Like, if you want to live for a long time, you can't do that because
I think you're getting yourself worked up.
You irk me. Like, ick.
She's not a morning person, and her morning started out rough, y'all.
It's an ick. I can't stand that kind of stuff, like, first thing in the morning. There's no reason to start our day.
I didn't want to start my day out finding my dogs out, my pigs out either.
Yes,
and accountability is costing us an awful lot. So my patience for carelessness is getting very, very thin.
Am I not wrong? Yes, they need accountability, but am I also that they're kids? No matter which way you chop it up, whether they're 17, 14, 13, they're still kids, and they're just lazy teenagers. But I mean, it does cost us at the end, and accountability. We hold them responsible. That's why I said, don't know which kid did it, Dylan or Genesis. They both go fix it. And they did. They got him fixed it. Oscar's up. And I just got to figure out how his fat butt got out of his... He's got out of 2 pins. He's driving me nuts. He got out with Clover and got back with the girls, and now somehow he got out and apparently smelled burnt corn. Ugh.
Burnt corn.
Like burnt popcorn. Anywho, life goes on. Whatever. Woosah.
You are getting to see some of the frustrations that we're feeling right now. We're trying to be really positive, but it's kind of one of those things where the same type of thing just keeps happening, no matter how many talks, how calm you address it, or how angrily you address it, or what different directions you address it. It just keeps happening.
So, I meant to tell you about it, just off topic, quick, and then we'll move along. But, so, probably not for some older folks, and if you do know them, then find Danny. T.I.'s son's going to jail, King. Okay. And obviously you know that T.I. back in his day was got in trouble. He went to prison too.
Right.
So a lot of people are giving him flack and telling him things to tell King before he goes to prison and blah, blah, blah. And he made like this whole post about like, stop coming at me. I've talked to my son. He got punishments. He got whoopings. He got everything. And obviously he's seen the type of life his dad led and is now in. But that didn't, he did all he can do. And I was just like, that's all we can do. Like, that's all we can do. And I've told you this numerous times. We lay the path, we lay the groundwork, we give them the foundation. What they build with it and what they do with it, that's on them. We can only do so much as a parent. And we do. They've been punished. We don't hit our kids. Like, I know everybody thought that Chase was just going to beat the tar off of Dylan. We don't. They probably do need more whoopings than they've ever got. I think Genesis has gotten 2 in her whole entire life.
And that hurt my heart definitely more than hers.
It really did, because she's, till now, she's never really been in trouble. Sophie
She's
Lane.
hitting that smart aleck teenage years, and it is wow.
She's hitting that.
Jenna, I thought you warmed me up and broke me in. Your sister's giving you, making you look like a little angel.
Because she doesn't back down. Like, she's in that, I'm woman, hear me roar type thing. And I'm all for that. I'm all for, like I tell her all the time, I'm all for you expressing your voice, and I don't want to shush your voice. But there's a time, there's a place, and there's a manner in which you express your feelings, thoughts, and opinions. But she also has this in her. So, like he barreled through there like a grizzly bear, and she's got that in her. Then you got the little one in here who, tiny but mighty with a mouth. Like, she has no filter, but she has nothing to back her filter.
Poor thing.
So that's her deal. But they don't get punished like that. Like, we're yelling family, unfortunately. Not so much anymore. I've come from a yelling family. I definitely know that Chase came from a yelling and a physical family.
Oh, yeah.
I barely got whoopings. I felt like I did when I was
young. I got a lot of beatings.
But I did it. So we came from 2 different backgrounds, so that's also a power struggle, or a struggle for us. Is our 2 different upbringings. But, anywho, that's all I just lay the foundation. They've got 1 foot out the door. And we lead by example. We try and teach them. We tell them.
Try to encourage them.
We've even
try to dote on them publicly and privately.
We do things. I know y'all see. I've had a lot of people say we do too much for sometimes the way that they act. But it's just parenting. They got 1 foot out the door, enjoying the best that we can, trying to make the most without making it as miserable for us and them. Because we do want a strong relationship with them. Like we do Jenna. It was,
She was boy crazy as a teenager, and as a daddy, that was a very hard pill to swallow.
But she's married and lives her own life, and everything's great.
She's doing awesome. I told her last night, I don't tell you enough. I'm proud of you and I love you. You're just doing an amazing job.
We bought a house and finishing up to hygienic school. So I know that once we get past this stage, I don't want to rush it, because everybody says I won't miss the arguing, I won't miss the attitudes and the bickering. Like, I won't miss any of it. Sorry, I'm not. But that's just how it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Anywho, thanks for listening to our parenting rant this morning.
Mama Dreams had a lot of built up frustration she needed to let out.
Icks.
Well, you want one more ick, baby? So, as we're thinking of all the things that we lost in the fire, today we're delivering the giveaway piglet to April.
Yeah.
And guess what melted in the fire?
No, I'm not. I got a crate right there.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Oh,
that one's too big for the back seat of the car.
It's the same size.
Okay. She says it's fit. Because
Sure
the one we primarily transport piglets in melted in the fire.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh.
I already knew. Believe me, it's in the back of my mind to add to my list.
That itemization thing, that's a chore. And with us working and homesteading and Sophie's basketball, man, it's like, how do we find time to try to remember everything we lost and fill it out?
It's a priority at some point. After Monday, it will definitely have to be a priority.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a game Monday.
We have games all the time. Basketball games is what she's talking about. We don't have games. Sophie's team has games.
We have a game to go to on Monday.
Yeah, we're going to go watch.
It's a home game. It's one of our town rivals.
Yeah.
I think we have, what, 3?
3 a week.
No,
Woo-hoo!
we don't have 3 games. We have 3 town rivals. Gordon, Salem, and W.
We had 3 this week.
Yes, because there was a makeup one, and next week we'll have 3 because she has a makeup one with Borden.
I was right, 3 a week.
Next week.
And then tournaments and stuff.
January and February would be really slammed between her and Genesis volleyball, but I'm excited about watching her in tournaments and then watching her in her tournaments and see how club works out for her if I'm gonna continue to finance her. Because next year is gonna be super expensive once she gets out of middle school club.
So I've tried really, really hard as a person not to be annoyed because I know that the people that are reaching out and the people that are commenting are meaning well. I really do. I know it's coming from your heart and you really care about my relationship with Dylan and you really, really, really mean well.
I got some bedhead. You just letting me walk around.
Oh, he did just wake up. I hadn't even had a cup of coffee yet this morning. Maybe that's why I was just so good with the same old BS happening again.
It's just him.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to publicly address this so folks stops doing it. He doesn't feel the guilt and remorse that you guys think he does. He really doesn't. He was laughing, telling his former boss how it started. Like,
he said it was a nervous laugh, 1. But 2, I heard you say that yesterday, and he's 17. I'm not really sure what remorse you're...
I'm not, but everyone thinks he feels so awful.
Excuse me.
And he doesn't feel so awful. She's catching her dog who's being a bad girl and wanting to use the bathroom in the house. But no, it's just... He's so nonchalant about it. It's not even, like, really on his mind, guys. So, you know, I appreciate that everyone's concerned and everyone thinks he feels really, really awful.
His mind doesn't work like ours.
Yeah, I don't publicly say a lot of negative stuff about my kids because I really feel like there's too much negativity already on social media, and I don't want to add to it. If you're a parent and you've ever had a teenager, you probably understand. You probably do. But, so, just wanted to, you know, kind of get that out there so folks might know, okay, maybe I should stop telling Chase. I'm sure he feels so bad because he really don't.
I don't know. Dylan's Dylan.
Yeah. But
he felt bad and was hysterical the time it happened, and I don't really know what he feels. I don't know. He's 16. And he doesn't think like we do. He really doesn't.
No. But anyhow, our stuff's usually really positive, y'all. This morning started out really rocky. And someone's like giving me death dagger stares. She's bouncing. She's going to rip my head off, I feel like. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. If I don't make a video tomorrow, you know what happened. Yo, we ain't perfect. We never claimed to be. We're going to keep it raw and real with you. That's just what we do. We, for the most part, we do have a pretty good daggum life, and we try to just be happy because we know that we're blessed. Yeah. Every once in a while, we got frustrations like everybody else, and I think it's normal.
Yeah.
You got a whole lot to say. You got anything else to say, Mama?
No, I think I'm done.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to end this video because apparently my wife's pissed, and I'm not even going to upload this because she's being a little angry butt right now. I can tell. When she shuts down, I'm in trouble.
I didn't know where else you wanted to go. Like,
I'm in trouble.
you can delete this part. You can edit out of this part. But I didn't know what else you wanted to talk about.
What your hopes are, your plans are after the fire.
I honestly...
she's kind of hoping that if the insurance pays what they're supposed to pay.
And that's negative Nancy over here. Always thinks of the negative part before, anything positive happens. But, hey, Copper. Sophie's cat can see us through the window.
Squirrel.
But, I get anxiety and I think of stuff, like my brain goes 500 million miles an hour on stuff. So yeah, I've already been looking at there's ideas for what our next structure should be. Hopefully more something that we want.
I definitely want more ceiling clearance if we do get to rebuild.
Right, and the only thing that made me happy, believe it or not, even though my kid's a butthole and he'll be an adult next year, legal adult, I wanted to make sure that there was a loft. So, because the garage above it had a floor. Mm-hmm. It wasn't necessarily a frog, but I guess you could consider it a frog. Mm-hmm. And it was a concrete slab. So part of it was also storage. Again, all our antique stuff was up there of everything Chase and I have collected in the 7 years.
Since being in Indiana.
Yeah, for the past 7 years, like everything.
Lots of nights at Dale Hall's auction and estate sales and just
my Christmas
stuff we had time to do before the kids got so big into sports.
This is all the Christmas stuff I have left.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had tons of awesome Christmas ornaments and stuff because she's really into that.
I hadn't even got to go through all the stuff from Mickey.
Yeah,
got it out, and there was tubs and tubs. I mean, when we helped out Mickey, I was so excited to see all that Christmas stuff, like just super ecstatic. I was like,
her dad was like Kristen, or her mom. I don't know. But
I don't know.
One of her parents was like Kristen, and they had Christmas stuff their whole basement.
It was like Christmas for me to see all that Christmas stuff. I was so excited to have more stuff, and I just hadn't got to it with everything we've had. We've been busy, and with this, the new structure, we've just been busy. But anyway, so I've been already looking at blueprints, I guess, or whatever they're called. Mm-hmm. At different ones. I have an idea of we kind of are on the same page, but obviously, ultimately, that decision will come down to Chase because he will know more and understand more of what we need space-wise and how it should be. I just put my 2 cents in. Yeah, I want this and want this. Anywho, there will be a loft in it.
What about that loft made you happy? Because you were getting there and then you got on squirrel.
Oh, all Dylan's stuff burnt up. He had one laundry basket of clothes because that's where his room was supposed to be.
Yeah, we were working on making
in the summertime. He lives out there, but we hadn't built his walls and insulated it to give him a part of up there yet. So he's inside in the winter time, and so all his stuff is out there. So he lost his bed and his clothes and his PlayStation. Not his Xbox though. But
I wish he'd lost both games. Gaming is a big problem.
And that's another segment. His chair, he lost all of his stuff. Except for the little bit that he had in the house. Mm-hmm. His grandma was kind enough to get on it and get him stuff. Which he needed new clothes and stuff anyway. Because magically the boy's grown finally.
He actually grew an inch.
He grew. So he's outgrown his clothes and stuff. So his grandma has already sent him stuff. He's got stuff on the way.
Thanks, Karen.
And is taking care of him, but he still lost everything. So didn't know with given the situation and whatnot if we were gonna make another loft, not only for Dylan, but my house isn't very big. So when company comes or whatever, you know, we might have a space if he chooses not to stay once he becomes an adult. But it's just, I wasn't going to say anything at the moment. I was going to wait, but he said it on his own, so I was happy about that. That you at least considered it or thought about it.
But she was asking about my plans for a garage if we're able to rebuild.
Yeah, what he was
I went
thinking.
over the things that we needed, and I said, and clearly a loft in the bag for crap bag. So that he has somewhere to live when he's 18.
Well, he has to get off my couch.
Because we told him, we were like, son, if they don't give us enough money to rebuild, bro, you're gonna have to get a job and get you one of those Amish tiny houses to put on the property if you want to stay here. And y'all, I love the boy, I do. He frustrates the living tar out of me a lot of times, but I love him. And I've told him and I've told Kristen several times, I feel like this boy is going to have to live with us pretty much most of his life. He needs guidance. Like she said, his brain just doesn't process stuff normal. And
he's a good boy.
And that's okay. You know, it's frustrating, but we know that his brain doesn't process stuff normal. So after the initial, oh, why'd you do that? It's like, he doesn't process stuff normal.
And they get along like really great. I know y'all hear him rant, complain, and frustrations about it sometimes, but
yeah.
There are days that I look out the window and I see them working on something or doing something, and it's nice to watch. Or you hear them talk, and even though, you know, he gets in trouble or whatnot, he's still wanting to go off with Chase and spend time with Chase doing something just because Dylan is the only boy here full time.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna grab some coffee while you keep entertaining them on the dreams.
yeah, guys.
Don't put you on the spot or nothing.
Right? So I don't want anybody to get a negative thought of just that it's about Dylan. Because he is. We live with him. We know him. And overall, he's a good boy. I don't know where he's going in life. I don't know what he's going to do, what he's going to be. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It'll be...
He's got a lot of people rooting for him.
Yeah. He has a huge backing. And
his old boss tried a ton. I mean, he's got a lot of people that see something in him. We see something in him. It's just
he has
it requires a lot of
potential.
patience to help him hopefully connect the dots and get to that level that he can get to.
He still has a lot of growing. He's delayed. He was delayed. I know that, you know, people don't mature until they're this age, and just this age. But you how old were you when you, not mentally obviously, because you've always been super smart and whatnot, but until you matured, you were what, in your 30s?
When I stopped doing
Stupid stuff.
Like
Stupid stuff.
yeah, in my 30s, yeah.
So everybody has their, but he...
Not stupid like burn your house down stuff, just stupid stuff that you really shouldn't do. It was just dumb to do it. And
Who was banned from a mall?
I was a teenager at that
Who
point.
also got banned from a Long John Silver?
I never got banned from a Long John Silver's.
What was the place that you were no longer allowed to come back? You got fired.
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. You're banned from a
Since
steak
she
and...
wants to tell
No,
it, I'm going to tell it all.
No,
We're going to go there. You want to run the bus over me?
Let me finish telling the story. But anywho, he, not telling all his business, but he just matured late. Like, obviously, he just started growing, and whatnot. So he was a delayed, so...
Yeah.
All that comes with the territory, and we love him. We'll always take care of him to the best of our abilities.
Yep.
Even though we want to Homer Simpson him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to Homer Simpson my husband too sometimes.
That's why.
I love you to death, though. I love you to death. I wouldn't trade you for all the husbands in the world.
Aw. Love you too. Y'all, I really am, or not just me, I think we are being pretty positive about what we've went through. And, you know, just to be honest with you, like I said, the outpouring of love from people and the offers from people, it's amazing. But at the end of the day, like I've said, we're not homeless. We've got some food, and we just really truly do feel that there are so many people that are in a greater need than us. I mean, we even sent Sophie with money Friday to shop for an angel tree person from their school, a family. I mean, those are the kind of people that are really, really hurting this time of year. I mean, we're grateful. I mean, we've, you know,
yeah, kids will still have their grand Christmas.
Yeah, and Lawson Farms. I mean, they were like, "Hey, man, we got this little freezer in our shed that we don't even use. You know, if you guys want it, you can have it." And
that fit in our house. We had one little space for it in the kitchen,
so
it worked.
And I was
great.
like, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. And it is hard for me to receive. It is. I won't lie.
Yes.
I'm not used to it. I didn't grow up that way. I've not had that kind of life. I've always been the one trying to do good and trying to help people. And when I get help, it just feels weird. It's like it's overpowering and overwhelming of emotions for me, because it's something I'm not used to experiencing.
But it's okay.
Yeah. But so when they brought that freezer, I unfortunately was on the call with the daggum insurance people and working. And so Genesis had to go out there and talk to them. And we actually knew their daughter, and we didn't even know that. But we didn't expect the meat too. And so they even gave a little bit of meat, and we appreciate that. You know, there's easily probably 8 meals of meat in there. So that was awesome. Thank y'all. So it's not that I'm too prideful to take the help. It's just a matter of we feel like there are people that probably need help a lot more than we do. And I really don't want to be one of those people that I've personally seen, you know, throughout the years that have a tragedy and come out from that tragedy way ahead of where they were, because they took a ton of donations from people. And then they also got a lot of money from their insurance company and all that stuff. So their tragedy ended up almost being like a leg up for them. And I don't want to be that kind of person.
We just aren't there yet to needing help. We will need help, and I'll have to step in and tell him. Like when it comes to possibly a rebuild, like that kind of stuff. Material stuff at the moment, we definitely don't need anything, because like I said, I have nowhere to put anything or whatnot. But probably when it comes, if we have to rebuild and whatnot, we'll definitely reach out, because there's no way I'm going to let him do all this by himself like he likes to try to do. Chase is definitely one that, and he has a couple friends like that too, that he'll offer his help and they won't accept it either.
Right. I love you, man.
But so,
I can say that because he never watches our videos.
So when the time really comes that we need the help, we'll reach out. And we know that we have a whole community. We have all the dreamers everywhere supporting us and willing to lend a hand. So we are forever grateful. We just aren't in a place right now to need the help. And like I told him, our house is intact. It would have been totally different if we had lost our house too. But we didn't. And that's the biggest blessing, is we have our house. We still have our contents that are in the house. We have our lives.
Yeah. We even got Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
His birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
At the end of the month. He'll be 17 on the 29th. Mm-hmm. So.
I'm frustrated at what he did, but I am beyond thankful that he's still here to frustrate me. I am.
Yes. So. Life would be weird. Like, he goes back to school next month. Mm-hmm. And he's
his choice, not ours.
It's best for him. But I'm so used to him being home, and even on days that he has an attitude and is just a grump and makes you want to pull your hair out, it's still going to be so weird him not home, and his banter and his annoying noises and talks that he does. Or
it's like living with Jim Carrey without the humor.
Sometimes. Or telling him, like, you know,
just loud random noises, and you're like, stop, what are you doing?
Like, why are you doing that? I'm working, stop. But it's gonna be strange. And it's like when the kids are home for summer, like you're ready for them to go back. But then as soon as the girls go back, I always right before school starts, and I'm like, don't you want to homeschool so I can keep you home all day? I'm gonna miss you. I miss their presence. I don't miss the stuff they do, but I miss their presence when they're at school.
Yeah.
So his presence will be missed during the day, but he'll have a year and a half left of school, and he needs to go. And then he'll also be getting a job come January too. Just waiting on that license. That's one of the big things. He's got license hopefully next month or this month to get, and he turns 17, and that's kind of a kick in the gut too. Like, he's 17. While Jenna is our oldest, he is my firstborn, and it's kind of crazy to think that I have a 17-year-old that I gave birth to, and he's gonna be 17 next year, 18. So it's been a long journey with the boy, long journey, but it's crazy. I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Well, y'all,
Rambled enough.
told you it's the Roseanne show. The other day,
Welcome to our life.
right? Yeah, the other day she and I were in the kitchen, and it's our banner. And sometimes we just shit talk each other. We're joking. We're totally joking.
Sometimes.
Oh, I'm always joking.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Wow.
kidding. We do.
I told y'all she was mad at me.
People, not people, but sometimes the kids' friends will hear us, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, why are your parents arguing?
Mm-mm. We're not, though. But anyhow, so I was like, man, too bad we didn't have a camera rolling because this is hilarious. And I told my buddies at D&D Chainsaw Shop, it's the same thing. They're brothers. They love each other. They work together their whole life. But them two guys, when they get going at it, it's like a TV show. You just want to grab some popcorn and just watch and laugh at them. So that's just us. We're not going to hide it from you, you know. And we do try to really put positive stuff out there. But sometimes there's frustration. Sometimes there is some gurness. It's life. It's real. You know, we're not going to be fake for you. I hope you appreciate it and enjoy it. And if you don't, that's okay, because we're still going to be us.
Yeah, life goes on.
Right?
Life goes on.
But we got to get to work. We got to get to work. We got to do a few hours of work this morning.
Then deliver a pig.
And
Possibly
then we got to go to the
trash.
dump also. We got to go to the dump. We
I
have
hate
to
when
go
it's
to the
called
dump.
that. I hate when
The
it's called
landfill, the dump, same
that.
thing.
The trash.
I personally dislike it altogether. I think
I mean,
it's
I just like
awful what it
doing
does to the environment.
I do. It makes me feel bad that when we have to go, like, it really eats me up. But
it's what our state and our county does, unfortunately.
I'm about to be putting a whole building in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me sad. But, you know, we've got a busy day. I'm sure you'll see more from him later when we take the last little piggy.
If April's down for it. If not, you know, we do ask people before we put them on film. You know?
Well, even so, I'm sure he'll film our adventure going.
Yeah.
I don't really know what shenanigans we're going to
Never been to Asbury, so we're going to Asbury in Kentucky. I don't know where the heck that is. It's 2 hours, so it's not that far.
New adventure, new
That's where
place
we're
we've
meeting
never
at.
been. So,
Yep.
Just us time.
Yeah, we definitely need that. We're going to go solo dolo. We need some, me and her, just time. So
We're supposed to do that Monday as
But
well.
the
as
insurance
well, but
adjuster's
the insurance
coming
is just like in the middle
dead
of
in the middle of the day, and he's saying it's going to take like an hour and a half, so maybe longer. And we're like, to take pictures and take that long.
Takes our day up there.
I mean, I could walk around the whole building inside and out and take you pictures in 5 minutes. Like,
we
what?
can't go inside it. But.
Like, what in the world? But yeah, so our day that we were going to just kind of mentally decompress from everything is tied up with the insurance guy. So.
It's okay. I'll decompress on my couch.
Anyhow, y'all, we love you. Thank you for loving us. And we end every video by saying, until next time.
Keep dreaming.